Hello and welcome to Opposites React. I'm Ashley.
I'm Whitney.
And today we'll be watching Tidal Rising, the Tidal Rising documentary, Thewarning, the Mexican rock stars who happen to be sisters.
Oh, look at that.
Right.
All right, so this is another documentary.
Right.
But a different one than the... Which documentary did we watch?
It was a concert movie. It was
a concert movie.
It wasn't a documentary.
Oh, got it. Okay.
So this is a documentary about them.
Okay.
So this is brought to us by Brian.
Yes, Brian on 3. 1, 2, 3. Brian.
All right. Without further ado, let's watch this.
We obviously started playing here in Mexico. We're Mexicans, we're from Mexico. So our first shows were always here in our home and then just across the country. And I feel like we've seen it grow over the years and how we started and just our crowd. And it makes me so excited that people my age are looking for this energy and like this music specifically. There aren't a lot of female-led rock bands, only woman rock bands. So she started working as a young teen, a kid. We didn't even start out as women. Like we started out as little girls in this industry. Children, literally.
I do actually find that interesting. In the bands that we've reacted to, and correct me if I'm wrong, and just don't know of people. I feel like most of the all female rock bands have been from other countries. Is there
Yeah, they've only been because there's Bandmade, there was Hanabiye, there was Thewarning, there was who else? There were a couple others, but yeah, they've all been from other countries.
Yeah, I don't think. Well, and can you think of one like that maybe we haven't reacted to that
rock band
that's
all
it's
girls? Not in recent years, no.
But
like there's Kitty.
Yeah,
that's an American rock band. I think they're all girls. But no.
Okay, I just found that when she said
Josie and the Pussycats, but that's a pretend band.
That's right.
She makes a valid point.
Yeah, when she said that, I was like, oh, and all of them are from different countries.
Yeah,
interesting. Okay.
Evolves a lot, and we were doing it with our parents. Like we were pretty protected. Like they supported us so much. They got us into lessons. Like they bought us our instruments. Like they give us the liberty to like really concentrate on music.
Because imagine you're like just a teenager, maybe 13, and you want to do this, but of course there's tons of different things that you want to try out and do. So like sticking with it was also hard, you know?
Oh, look at the cute little babies.
The band started out as a 5-member band. Our parents are part of the band. Right now, obviously, our family has grown a bit more, like with our team, our management, and everyone that works with us. But as we keep on working, that is always like the center of everything, and everyone we start working with starts feeling like family, because we've always had that vibe. We've learned
they're good when they're little,
like disciplined and responsible and like level-headed.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's really important for the industry that we're in. So a big hug to mom and dad for everything.
Way to recognize, girls.
What we think really got us into this energetic music and rock and roll was definitely the Rock Band, the video game. We loved to play that game, and it was so fun that we just like looked at the screen and we just, we want to do that. I told my dad, like, I want to play the guitar. He's like, are you sure? And I was like, of course. By the first week, my fingers hurt so much that I was like, please, no. But I fell in love with it, and there was no going back.
I've been playing for 13 years. I don't like that number, but okay, 13 years. And, well, I've been playing since I was a little kid. I would always play on the drums, like the toy drums. And I remember I really liked hitting things. So it was like a perfect match for me. And my dad saw that I have really good coordination. And he asked me like, hey, like, are you up for lessons? Like, do you want to give it a shot? And I was like, yeah. Nobody wanted to give me lessons. I looked like a toddler.
I mean,
and like I was super short. Like playing the drums, it didn't look very promising for me. But I met one teacher and I had like a test class, and the teacher was like, "Oh, leave her with me. Like she'll be good. Like let's do this."
My parents bought me my first bass, and of course I was really young and really short, and I couldn't play a full-scale bass, so they bought me a smaller bass, which I have right here.
Right there.
Yeah. It's really small, and I still couldn't play that, and I learned for about
Is that the
a month,
small
and
bass?
then-
Yes. Oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Look
how
bigger
big it
than
is.
her.
I know, that's so huge. Oh my gosh. it's a
Okay,
spark-
their dynamic is kind of funny. Like, I think maybe I see them talk and interact more. Pao is definitely in charge.
Oh yeah.
She seems like it.
Well, she's like the personality.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that I think that makes me laugh.
Why does that make you laugh?
Because that's not how it is in our house, in our family.
It's so, I feel
When
like
we
it's
were
some-
younger, you were definitely in charge.
Oh,
And
100%.
we were just side characters in your
Of course.
film. Like,
We're gonna play Hocus Pocus now.
Yes.
I'm Winifred.
yes, this is who you are, and everybody act accordingly.
Right.
And you were just kind of you would orchestrate us. And it's kind of funny because even now as an adult, there's definitely things that like I'm in charge of, right? But like with this, I come in and I'm like, okay, put me where you want me to be.
Right.
I am.
We're gonna play YouTube now.
Yes, I am very much. I feel like, okay, she's gonna tell me where I need to go.
Yeah, you do go full little sister mode here sometimes.
I do, and I like sometimes I'm like, what is happening? But I don't think you shut that off. Like, I think it's just
Natural.
It's just natural.
Yeah.
Like, when you go back and visit your parents or whatever. My husband does this a lot. Or I notice it in my husband. Not so much with us because we live near them.
Right.
But when we go back and he visits his parents, it is very much, he is now a teenage boy. He can do nothing for himself. There's no...
I see that in my husband's family too. All the kids just sit around.
Yeah, where it's
And
like,
I get
Mom-
up and I'm like, are you kidding me? Get up and do these dishes. Like,
Yeah, where
their
it's...
mom is so, like, you know what I mean?
She's
They're getting
elderly.
older now.
Yeah.
And it's like, don't make your mother do all these dishes for you hundreds of people that are here. Like,
Yeah, but I think
crazy.
it's just natural to like...
You sit back in your dynamic.
You go, you go in your family and you sit back and I guess what you were raised with, even though I lived...
Like, are we screaming because we have these in?
Maybe. Even
Sorry
though
if that was loud.
even though I've lived longer
Yeah.
outside of that family dynamic,
Yeah.
it's still you can't
You just
turn it off.
naturally
You just
go into a family
naturally
dynamic.
fall back into what you were raised with.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny. I don't
Super
know.
fun.
But it just made me laugh because I'm watching this and it's different than how like our
Right.
sisterly dynamic is.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Her little sparkle Uggs and shirt and bow
But that bass is huge.
is massive.
We started playing together
together.
immediately, so
Yeah.
I didn't really have like that much time to get used to my instrument before we started playing together.
Okay, wait.
But-
I know that this isn't part of it. I'm going to ask you a
Do it,
question
do it.
because it's like,
Do
because
it.
I know this isn't my place, but I will. Because there's a lot of people who tell you like, why don't you play with a pick? Because normally
Oh,
rock
that's
music
true.
is just like,
It's like
but
pick.
you like from the start. It
I
was
always
like
play with my
finger
fingers.
style. Yeah.
I know how to play with a pick now, and I really do like the
Okay.
sound of it. But I don't know, I just always played with my fingers, and I do feel more comfortable with my fingers, even though I do play more on time with a pick. It's weird. It does hurt more though, but
I get it. It's like when I play without shoes and when I play with
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah,
I get it.
Do you want to know what's funny too? Is just noticing them talk over each other.
Yes.
In the comments sometimes I get chastised for talking over you. And I'm like, okay, yes, I understand that, but also we're sisters.
But that's like part of the family dynamic. Like, it's like I'm not trying to be polite. I guess I am. I care about being polite with you, but it's just natural
It's
to be
natural
like,
to-
wait, I've got.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, let me say this before it leaves my mind. And
Well, I think we're just used to it. Like,
yeah, it's
like
a
we
banter versus like
over each other
our entire lives.
our entire lives to get attention from parents or
Yeah.
whatever. Like,
It's like if you wanted to be heard, you had to just get it in there.
Just-
Otherwise, it's not going to happen.
yes, our household was not a like wait patiently and eventually you will be
Here's the
acknowledged.
talking stick.
No, you just
You have to be the
get
loudest.
it in there.
The loudest and the most entertaining. Otherwise, you are not getting acknowledged whatsoever.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
That's so
that's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah.
I think that's just natural sibling.
I think it's a natural sibling
dynamic
thing
to
to
just,
just
like-
kind of like insert your
Huh?
thought in whenever it comes out.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
Oh my gosh. I like that bass. That's really cool looking.
The big turning
It's
point
crazy.
in our careers. Like we did our Enter Sandman cover, which went viral. But I feel like the
You're so
point where
little.
we were like, we really want to do this, like for the rest of our lives, was when we started writing our own music and releasing our own stuff. That was like, whoa! Like we can create something,
Yeah.
put it out in the world, and people react to it. It was just something that we really, really liked and looked forward to. So now that we're doing what we do today, like I just feel like it's the thing that really keeps us going, our music. Of course, like any type of siblings, like we have our disagreements and our little fights and stuff like that, but we get along really well.
We
And
know each other so well that
Yeah.
we know how to make it work.
Exactly. And in the second that we start writing music,
But
everything just
like, what were you
flows
thinking?
really nicely. Like I don't know what to call it except like sibling magic.
Yeah.
You shall remain inside your space.
You shall remain inside your space.
Escape the Mind. Those were our first compositions ever. That was our first time writing. I was like 12, Danny was 14, and I was 9. We were
Oh,
children. But it was the moment where we really fell in love with music and like what we wanted to do. Like creating something was just such a powerful experience.
And you know, it was such a key thing, I think, personally, that we were not thinking about will people like it, because we were not going to release it. We were not even going to record it. It was not going to be a thing. So we just literally wrote from our 14-year-old hearts.
And I'll walk onto the very top and I'll ride. She sounds so little.
And then we jump into our first album, 21st Century Blood. And it was weird because some of the compositions that are in 21st Century Blood were written in the
In that
same time
Era
as
of,
Escape the Mind.
Mhm.
But there was this very big leap we gave with this song that we made called Free Falling.
first song we actually wrote together.
Yeah. And you know, it was also a big thing that we started like looking for outside inspiration. We really like what's happening in the world that we can write about.
And more than anything, like we read so much and we consume a lot of media, as any Gen Z teen does. So we were constantly getting inspired by other
Different
stories that we
scenarios.
were hearing. So 21st Century Blood was like, we felt like it was our first step. You know,
Yeah.
like, okay, we're a band now. This is our album.
And nothing will change. I'm crashing through space. I'm burning up, and there's nothing I can put out this place.
And one thing that I really like that we do, we really looked for what the song needed. We were like, okay, so what if this is a song with only piano, violins, and stuff like that? Like, we didn't focus on, oh, we have to be rock. We just focused on the energy that went into the song. So if you hear our music, sometimes it will be very varied within the same album.
I would like to know, like, okay, at what point is it, I mean, obviously their parents, to be able to, you know, when they're this young, set up like a concert or a show, their parents had to be heavily involved. And they said their parents were heavily involved.
Yeah.
But at what point is it taking it from, oh my gosh, we're learning lessons, we're learning these instruments, to
We're going to play shows.
we're now playing, like, that there has to be a distinct step of like, this is what we're doing.
I think they said that they wanted to play shows and stuff like that once they started writing their own music. Like, they were more interested in that.
Yeah, they said once that, like, they started writing their own music, and that's when it got, like,
That's
exciting.
Yeah, that's when they like cared enough to want to like play shows and put it out there for people to respond to it.
Okay, all right, got it. Yeah, because it's kind of like, all right. I mean, think about it. Just as like a parent, from the parent perspective.
Right.
I mean, kids and lessons. Like, at what point is it like we are cresting?
Yeah,
Like we're going over the hill to the other side of this.
like we're now taking this seriously.
Yes.
Like,
I feel like in the world of sports, every parent is taking it seriously.
it's ridiculous.
Too
It's like the
much.
Stanley Cup is not being awarded today. Calm down.
Yes, but I would, like, with music, because I mean, there's so many kids, you know, piano lessons,
Yeah.
guitar lessons and stuff like that. At what point is it like, this is a thing?
Well, and the funny thing is, too, is that they still, I mean, even in this performance, you can still hear the very much children sound.
Yeah, the juvenile, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, where, you know, sure, they might go off pitch a little bit sometimes, and, you know, their voices are still maturing, and there's, you know what I mean? So it's like, how interesting that their parents were like, okay, cool, we're going to set up these big shows. Because, I mean, there's a lot of parents that would be like, I don't know, you know, like,
You're okay.
you're all right, I guess. You know what I
Well,
mean?
but I think that's also like, it's what comes first, the chicken or the egg. But
Right.
because maybe they worked so hard and were doing this from such a young age, that's what also matured the talent.
Well, of course. And
Yeah.
you speak to a good point about if it was the girls all working so hard together, then the parents are like, okay, cool, we'll meet you where you are.
Yeah.
Like, where, okay, if my daughter was, you know, like, she's into painting, if she's sitting around constantly painting and constantly creating art and wanting to, you know, show her art, I'd go find a place
You
for
go
her
find
to
a
show
place
it.
to do a show.
You know what I mean?
I guess that makes sense.
But if it's, I mean, I would never sit there and be like, Aurora, oops, I'll cut that out. I would never sit there and go, hey, I'm gonna book you an art show. You need to create 5 pieces
Right?
by December. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it would have to be her leading it. So then I could only assume that it was the girls
Leading it.
driving it and going, we want to play for people, we want to play a show, we want to do this, and the parents are going, oh, okay, fine, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, because I mean, unless the parents were in like the music scene and knew what to do, it's like there's a like, learning curve.
It's a big
There's
learning
lot,
curve.
Like, it's not something that's like just, hey kids,
Like, putting
This is
together
how
a
you become a
show
rock
or
band.
knowing a promoter or knowing which venues to book, knowing who books the venues, like all of those things.
Right.
You know, and nowadays, and I don't know how it was in Mexico, but around here, a lot of the times if it's a big venue or if you're playing for like a good national opening act, like some of the promoters around here will be like, okay, cool. Well, in order to, be on this ticket, you need to sell this many tickets in advance. And so it's almost like pay to play where you're holding the bag if you can't sell the tickets. So then you've got this like, oh crap.
This financial burden.
Yeah. Like, so as a band, you
have to promote.
You're like, okay, we make no money anyway because we're just, a crappy garage band. And then you have to basically be on the hook because basically around here, the promoter books the venue and commits to a certain number of ticket sales. And then what they do is, and quite frankly, this is my own opinion, but instead of their job doing the promoting, right? Because in my opinion, a promoter's job is to book bands that will bring in a crowd and then promote the show. And that's how the tickets get sold. But around here, what they would do back in my day is book the show, put bands on it that they think would work or that were available, and then get the bands to commit to a certain number of tickets each. And then the bands are promoting the show.
Do you think the band that was more for like the smaller bands that like, needed to get their name out anyways?
It was basically every band on the ticket except for the touring band.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So like you got invited to play for the touring band, but you
were on the hook
had
for
a lot
tickets.
of skin in the game to do
Yeah.
it.
Oh, wow.
So
Talk about like pressure.
it's a lot of pressure.
Where it's like, okay, what if you're a great musician and terrible sales?
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's a lot of pressure and it's a lot of like
I guess that's where like a lot of people don't make it out. Like you
Exactly.
have to have good things forever in every sector.
Right, you have to basically be versatile or have a team like your parents working for you to do that portion of it so you can focus on the music, right? So like I feel like that's where a lot of burnout comes in for a lot of bands. Is It's like I just want to make music. I don't want to do this side of it.
Yeah.
Right? Or like and then finding management if you want to bring in management, then it's like, oh well, is the management actually working for you? Are they actually doing anything? Like it's a lot of like moving parts.
Yeah, think about it. You got to be a good manager of people.
Yeah. It's crazy. So it's like, yeah, there's like the creation of music is such a minuscule part of being a musician if you actually want to go anywhere with it. And that's it's hard because like if you think about it, how much better could music be if the musician all they have to do is create?
Well, that's what I think YouTube does for like a lot of people is it gets out to the masses more than I guess before.
But they still have to manage the comments. They still have to manage You know what I mean? There's still a lot of management going on where it's not like they just get to be an artist. But I think what's really great and maybe some of the magic for these girls is they did just kind of get to be an artist.
Yeah.
For a long time because they were children.
And they had their parents.
They had their parents to basically shelter them and say, learn music. And their passion was driving it. And so that artistic creativity and that artistic passion was really growing and driving their journey instead of them having to facilitate all of the nuts and bolts behind the industry and everything like that. So I think that's kind of along with the sibling magic, they had the magic of the family dynamic
family,
that
which I
allowed
think is really awesome.
it to happen in that really cool way.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
But then Queen of the Murder Scene comes. It's our second album, and Queen of the Murder Scene. I was in middle school. I started going through my emo phase, so you're clearly there how that shift and like I'm angsty now.
I'm angsty.
You don't really wanna feel like me.
These songs and these albums like grew with us. It's
Yeah.
literally you can see like the change.
Yeah,
in
you can feel the
personality.
Yeah,
Our
and
music.
Queen of the
Yeah.
Murder Scene is a concept album. It tells a story.
A novel.
Yeah, it was like a novel, and it was a really different process writing songs to fit a narrative and a
It was
plot.
really hard.
It was
actually.
hard because we had some And then we had to add like the filler episodes, but we didn't want them to feel like filler songs. So we really had to put meaning into every single little part. But I was like really into this idea of making it a whole album about this story.
Yeah.
And when I told them about it, they were like, what?
Why is there blood everywhere?
Why? I was like, please hear me out.
We had to change
so much.
like
Of
a
the
lot of the
story.
storyline because it wasn't
It wasn't
that
like
much
that.
of a storyline.
Yeah, it was just like
murder.
Okay, I have a great idea for an album.
Murder. Go.
Right? Reminds me of that Parks and Rec clip that people always like stitch where it's like, and there will be puppies and murder.
Yes. That's so funny where she's like, I was very angsty.
I love the self-awareness.
And it just cracks me up, like, again, seeing the dynamic where she's like, guys, this is what we're doing. And they're like, okay. But the support.
Right. They're like, let's do it. Let's do it. We got it. Okay.
This is your baby.
That's a great idea, but do you think maybe we should have a little bit more story than just murder?
Just murder and blood. I love that.
Right? Well, and it's also, you can kind of tell the like the youth in there too, because it's like they're like rock and roll, like 21st century blood, queen of the murder scene, like what's tough?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's super cute.
But at the same time,
You were getting into
I was getting into K-pop.
That's true. I just remember that too.
We took the emo phase K-pop like
Route.
express line, right?
Yeah.
So you can hear a lot of influences in there that maybe you don't pinpoint them as such, but for us it's really apparent like which phases we were going
That key
through.
change into
Those
the one.
key
Like,
changes, those harmonies, like it was all very K-pop-y for us.
it's a thing that we also love to do. That as we start learning new ways of doing this, we just like, okay, what's the next thing that we can try out with our music?
Yeah.
So
And
it's very
in
fun.
Queen of the Murder Scene, it was key changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was
Definitely.
change the key.
That was a theme.
Coming from Queen of the Murder Scene, things are really different now. Because I feel like we really grew as people,
Even
as
more.
musicians.
Like
Right?
from
'Cause
those two.
We're going through our teenage years. Of course, you grow a lot from one year to another, and you start living different experiences and stuff like that. So I feel like this third album is personal.
Yeah.
Like it talks
That's a
more
really
about
pretty
our
album cover.
feelings
That
or
is.
situations that are close to us, or our opinions on certain situations. Evolve was one of the songs that we started writing together, and we had music first
Yeah.
before lyrics and melody. It's usually the other way around. So the three of us were in this room,
Yes,
and Danny
right
and
there.
I were like playing, like getting the riff, and I was like, let me write a melody really quickly for the verse and just like put some lyrics on there. And I was like, hey, that's a
Let's
good
go ahead.
line.
That's a cool
I'm not in
line.
danger, I'm the danger.
I do feel that it encases what this new album represents for us, the changes that we went through as musicians, as people, and in writing, because we saw things differently. Like right now, we really concentrated on adding a lot of like new harmonies and how like the bass and the drums were going to play together. And then differently at the same time.
Like there is so much room to grow, and we always enter these situations like with big wondrous eyes. Like we're gonna learn today. What are we gonna learn now?
What's gonna happen
Yeah.
now?
You're right, this is you. Okay, everybody.
Oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, oye, ¿cómo va? Mi ritmo bueno para gozar. Mulata, pam, 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 pam.
Definitely performing our songs.
That makes me feel so old that they wouldn't know that song.
Right?
That's like everybody knows
I
that
recognize
song.
that song.
Oh my gosh.
Live is a totally different universe. Like, we treat it as such, even ourselves. We know it's nothing like recording in a studio, but it's so much fun. You're like directly sharing and expressing to the people who are watching you.
And I feel
live.
like our past albums, we try to grab like the sound, like how we sound live into our recordings, and we never really
But we have never accomplished that.
never accomplished that until like
This
third
album.
album.
I've already collapsed, so I'll just drown my sorrows in a non-existent world.
We put in a lot of hard work
Yep.
into our live shows. We really plan everything out and we practice it a lot.
And even
A lot.
our movements, like if you see us playing in our early stages of the band, we were just like statues.
Didn't move.
And that's something that we actually worked on consciously. It's like how to play, being able to like jump around and bring more energy to the show.
Like, we make fun of each other while we're on stage.
And I know like I shouldn't really be like saying this, but even when we mess up, we're like, oh, you messed up. Like,
Yeah, we just
We're
look at each other like,
you messed up.
When we play a show in our country and in our home city, it's just absolutely amazing.
Actually, our last show that we played was in Mexico City, and we hadn't been to Mexico City in a long time.
Yeah.
So coming back and seeing that we had more fans, like there were a lot of people watching us. It was just insane. It was one of the
so
best
cool.
shows
People
we've ever
like
had.
screaming our songs. We actually have like a video where you hear everyone singing on top of like it's
Yeah, like you can't hear us. Mexico really has something very
a
special.
big scene
Like-
of energetic people
Yeah,
ready
people are
for
really
metal.
passionate about
Yeah.
music in general here in Mexico, and the crowds were always really energetic.
Like this energy that they transmit, you just can't help but give it back. It's really about making like a personal connection of what you want to transmit through your
Yeah.
instrument. Cause I look at our past videos, like our covers,
No.
and I'm like, no, what are you doing? But we were so young, we were starting out, so it's okay. But I feel like that's a really nice thing. Looking back and seeing how much you've improved, how much you've grown.
I'm sorry. The fact that she's like, oh my gosh, I look at our old covers, like when you were 9?
Right.
Ugh. That is so embarrassing, being a child. Glad I never was one.
Glad I know it was one.
I think that cracks me up because it's like, well, you were a child.
Well, the funny thing is like they're saying the same thing that I was saying. What was it?
Oh yeah, about the other where it's like the early stuff is kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, like, and this obviously they're children, so no matter what, it's like you're a child. But it's like, you know, when you're
You
like,
still had a bedtime.
yes,
Your parents told you, enough, go do the dishes, and it's time for bed.
right,
Is
you
your-
had chores and a bedtime, like. But it's funny because it's like no matter how big you get, you still look back at your old stuff and you're like, oh, that's horrific.
I think it's just like, yeah, it's as you're learning and growing, and once you get to this new spot of like expertise, then you look back and you're like, ugh, when I was learning that was gross.
Right? Well, and
I wasn't always just amazing.
I feel like even like really, really seasoned professionals look back on stuff that is earlier in their actual professional career and they're still pretty professional there and they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, it's just a natural part of progression to be like, no, that version of myself is laughable.
Yeah.
I'm a better version now. Which, I mean, quite frankly, if you're looking back at yourself and not going, I'm so much better now than I was, like...
The goal is to never peak as a child.
Right. The goal is to always be progressing. So
Yes.
I think it's part of the natural rhythm of life as a
Natural
creative
rhythm.
person
But
or a
I-
person in general.
I do just think that's hilarious. Oh my gosh.
When you're still at a bedtime.
Like, you child.
Ew, look at these children. How dare they not be perfect?
Más difíciles de ver, te asfixiaste con tus propias manos. Cuando todo apunta que por fin alguien te viene a rescatar, te encuentras nuevamente abandonado.
At the end of the day, like, there's a goal and there's something that you want to reach. And it's really about putting in a lot of work.
And just also be very conscious that the people who work around you are different, are going through different things and will think differently than you. There's no one that will think exactly like you. So taking things with a grain of salt and not taking things personally for it to ruin like your experience is a key thing. As sisters, we really...
That's super wise to
Yes,
say.
I do love that. Well, and the fact that they're all going through different experiences, and so that also creates their opinion.
Right. Their perspective, their lens of perspective is colored by the experiences that they're having. So even if their opinion or their take on something is different than yours, you shouldn't take it personally. Mm-hmm. I love that.
have like that separate, our working selves and, our sister selves.
Sometimes people have these stereotypes or these stigmas, like we've seen it in places we've played in festivals and stuff like that. Like the treatment is really different to like other bands, like male bands. But we see that change after like
We play.
yeah, we play and then like people's faces completely change and like everyone's just so
Which
excited.
is fun to see because they remind themselves that it doesn't matter who is playing, their age, whatever it is. It's about the music.
Music is the language. It doesn't matter like where you're from, like what language you
Yes.
speak, like anything. Like music is
The language.
Okay, I love their outfits there.
I know, they look so great in that video. We should check that out. Watching this makes me be like, oh, it'll be fun to like watch some of their other videos and see like, oh, that was one that we saw in the documentary. Oh, I recognize that. You know what I mean?
This is from their angsty face.
Oh, an Angsty Face song.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, this is a lot of fun. It was fun to get a little bit more insight into their dynamic and how they were, how things came about and everything like that, and see a little
Get
bit
to
more
know
insight
them.
just into their mentality, which is obviously very healthy. So yeah, I really enjoyed watching that. So thanks, Brian.
Yes, thank you so much, guys. Like and subscribe.
Bye.